Ha! The publisher finally said someone with a pulse. They said to expect a master angler, but looking at you... Bah! Listen to me, judging a book by its cover. Shameful. I should know better than most. Apologies, boy. But listen here. I spent my life perfecting the art of angling, meticulously documenting every scale and fin in my memoirs. With an assistant like you to test out my methods, the Gone Fishing Chronicles will hook the angling world. Angling is an art. I can't just pour my knowledge into your head. You need to earn it and own it. The joy of fishing has stirred my soul and guided my poetic hand. Let me introduce you to my first verse. If you prove my methods correct, you can have my fine fishing rod as a reward. I'll even sign it for you. When Sol descends and paints the west with shades of fire, put skill to test. Upon the point where land meets sea, a pearly zander waits for thee. Solve the riddle of the poem and prove my methods right. A great start, boy. Those pearly zanders can be tricky if you don't use the right technique. Keep following the methods in my Gone Fishing Chronicles and you're bound to become a decent angler. Ready for another challenge? Great. I admire a fighting spirit. I wouldn't have survived long out here without one. You're only the second person that I know of to have set foot on this island, and I'm happy the publisher sent you. I don't know what I would have done if they had sent some sniveling wet towel of an assistant. Sorry, don't mind me. I haven't eaten much today. Let me share my second verse. On Komona's Isle, where palms sway free, a stone lantern stands for all to see. Behind its solemn torch, near the tide, the rainbow bass dances beneath the sky. Solve the riddle of the poem and prove my method's right. Back already? I may have underestimated you. I shall have to reflect on my shortcomings. As for you, young assistant, excellent work. Rainbow bass are notoriously difficult to catch. You're showing great promise, boy. But Tikkerau wasn't built in a day. Patience and perseverance are critical. To become a master angler, just like when you have a monster on the line, you gotta stick with it and fight like hell. The only thing you get from giving up are regret and an empty belly. Trust me. Now, here's my third verse. 3 towering peaks make this isle, and in their shade, a small pond nestled where the spruces laid. The waterfalls call, a constant refrain, echoes past peaks and through the plain. Seek out this spot where moss-draped stones lie, and you shall find mudfish lurking nearby. Solve the riddle of the poem and prove my method's right. You caught the mudfish! That's no small feat. I'm glad to see my methods are being put to good use. Still angling for more? Very well. No time like the present. No one's guaranteed a tomorrow. Truly, I once lost many friends. We set out from Tickerel, but were soon caught in a storm near Southwind Isle. We drifted for days before being drawn into the maelstrom of the restless Vale. Our vessel was crippled. We held on as long as we could, but the wind and sea had other plans. I got lucky in the end, I think. I was washed overboard just before our ship entered the worst of the Vale. I doubt many survived, but here I landed, and here I've stayed, writing my memoirs. So take this fourth verse and prove my methods. An island cloaked in mystic lore, where a witch's hut guards the shore. A pike of legend, fierce and keen, awaits your challenge, unseen. Seek it beneath the cliff's steep grace, and prove your worth in this secluded place. Solve the riddle of the poem and prove my methods right. Progress! An Arcadian pike to be proud of. Perhaps my Gone Fishing Chronicles are better than I thought. You're that eager, eh? You remind me a bit of myself when I was younger. We used to fish for days at a time. The secret to hooking the biggest fish was always a bit of honey on the line. Fish can't resist honey. That's where we were headed on our ill-fated voyage, the Southwind Isle. They have the best honey in the world. I managed to collect a few honey jars that washed up on shore after the wreck, but I imagine most were lost. Keep an eye out for more honey jars. Now, here is my fifth verse. Go prove my methods. Where desert winds and crumbling stone, a titan's majesty is shown. Past goblins' dwelling, rift and tree, to cliffs beside the restless sea. A final test to prove your might. Land a Goliath in the fading light. You caught the Goliath. I'm impressed. It has always been a favorite of mine. They put up a good fight. Now we're slipping into tricky territory. You'll have to be cunning and brave if you hope to snag the next prize. Not unlike hermit life on an island, actually. Living with nasty neighbors has made me a better angler. I always have to stay one step ahead of those pirates. They keep me focused and sharpen my wits. You also have a certain look about you, boy. I imagine you've faced a pirate or two in your day, eh? In any case, my methods won't test themselves. Here's the 6th verse. An ancient atoll, lost to time's embrace, where ghostly figures forever chase. Follow the goddess's cape-long flight to its delicate tip, where darkness and light collide. A razor-toothed eel wants to test your skill in haunted waters, cold and still. No kidding. You snagged one. A razor-toothed eel. I honestly wasn't sure if you had it in you. Well done, boy. It's time to put your abilities to a true test, boy. You'll have to use everything you've learned from my memoirs. If you can catch this final fish, you'll prove my Gone Fishing Chronicles must be published. You'll prove my methods are true. And you'll prove that I haven't wasted my life on this island. No pressure. The future of my book and my career hang in the balance. Take my 7th verse and go fishing where time forgot and steel decays. An ancient harbor in a ghostly haze. Soulfish crowd these waters gray, but its tiniest one you crave today. Cast your line where shadows entwine to cast the rarest soulfish of all time. Golden soulfish be praised! You've really done it! My Gone Fishing Chronicles are ready! You will, of course, take my manuscript and depart immediately? I knew I could count on you, boy. You've been a phenomenal assistant. Very well. You've held up your end of the bargain, and it's time I held up mine. Here, this fishing rod has served me well over the years. Best I've ever had. It's also signed. Don't sell it.